Hey, welcome again. Your another weekly roundup of Premier League weekend fixtures. Well, what can I say? There's definitely a commanding figure at the top of the Premier League with the top three, with Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Seems like it's gonna be the way for the rest of the season. Whether it will be a three-team title race is we yet to see, as we're still settling in. I have a sneaky feeling that Chelsea is going to drop off, and it will be between Liverpool and Man City. But to the games, Liverpool have had a 100% start this season in all competitions, and they kept up that 100% start against Southampton. They entertained Southampton at Anfield with a 3-0 victory, quite comfortable, very comfortable. Liverpool are usually quite comfortable in attack. They're quite, known for scoring goals over the last couple of seasons under Jurgen Klopp. He has this attacking style of football, so we're used to seeing him score 3 goals. But what we're not used to seeing is them keep clean sheets, and the number of clean sheets that they kept. I mean, they've conceded after 6 games in the league. They've conceded, I think it's 2. They've conceded the least amount of goals in the league. They've got the most clean sheets and conceded the least amount. I mean, that's not a stat that we normally associate with a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool. So not only are they comfortable in attack, but they also seem very comfortable in defence. We move over to Chelsea. Now, it was a disappointing 0-0 for them against West Ham, a team that had, before this match, played 5, won 1 and lost 4. Only had 3 points. It's a team that was in trouble. A team that was in the relegation zone, a team that needed 3 points to really, build momentum. But Chelsea also needed the 3 points, to keep on Liverpool's tail. It was disappointing in the fact that, they rested Hazard midweek, and you expected him to be a bit more explosive. He should have been fully rested, should have been a bit more explosive, and there wasn't that explosive, pedigree about Hazard that we come to expect of him. It was disappointing. It was very lackluster. I think West Ham had the better chances during the 90 minutes, especially in the first half. After the first half, they should have been 2-0 up. They wasn't. Rode their luck a bit, and match petered out to be 0-0. I mean, I think even at the end they had a chance that they should have scored. So 0-0 probably fair result. Chelsea have to do better in games like these. If they're going to be wanting to win the league, they're going to have to do better in games like these, especially when you got teams like Liverpool, Man City, scoring umpteen of goals week in, week out. They've got to do better. And speaking of Man City, they beat Cardiff 5-0, and it's not a shocking result. It's not a surprising result. It's Manchester City. It's what we come to expect from Pep Guardiola's team. 5-0. It's routine. It's comfortable. Don't really need to say much more on the fact. I mean, obviously they played really well. They're going to play really well most weeks. It was more of a surprising defeat midweek against Lyon. Out for a bit of revenge. Sane played really well again. Like he did coming off the bench against Lyon, and the week before that when he started in the Premier League. So hopefully he's going to be inducted back into the team. Hopefully Pep can see his shining quality. And overall, good weekend for Man City, keeping up the pressure on Liverpool, who just will not budge off that. Arsenal have won yet another game after their first 2 defeats against Manchester City and Chelsea, beating Everton 2-0. Now, everyone thought Everton was good start to the season, but they only had picked up 1 win. 1 win, only 3 points, and a few draws. I mean, I think they are being a bit overrated. They've got some quality players, like Richarlison. They do have some quality players, but they are being overrated a tad bit. And Arsenal winning 2-0, their first clean sheet of the season in any competition. Much like Liverpool, what we spoke about before, that it's what we come to expect of Arsenal. They are shaky at the back, and I think for them to be in the top 4, they're going to have to be a lot better in attack, in the sense of outscoring opponents, because they are going to leak goals, and they're going to leak it because Everton should have scored. They should have scored, and probably more than one as well. They need a better striker because Tosin or Calvert-Lewin is just not good enough. They're not good enough for strikers. They need an out-and-out striker. They need the best striker. They're suffering since the departure of Lukaku. So whereas we got Arsenal who are picking up form, 4 wins in a row in the league, 5 in all competitions, we head over to Manchester United, who played at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers and picked up a 1-1 draw. A very disappointing 1-1 draw. That's now another game they haven't won. I mean, it's very patchy form. They're picking up very staggered results. The performances aren't great. Individual players are being singled out by pundits, fans. And it's just, no, a lot of people are saying that Sanchez is just, you know, not cutting the mustard at the moment. He's being paid £400,000 a week to do what? Has he even scored yet? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what has he really contributed this season? Personally, I think he needs to be dropped. This result sees Man United fall further behind the top clubs, so they're basically in 6th of all the top 6. Obviously, they're not actually in 6th. There's smaller clubs above them, but by the end of the season, you expect them to finish above. Personally, I had down in my predictions Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea to finish in the top 3, and Arsenal, Tottenham and Manchester United to be fighting for the 4th place, the final Champions League spot. But by early signs, by early suggestions, I'm going to go ahead and say Man United are really going to struggle to get that top 4. Yes, they were the 2nd best team in England last year, finishing 2nd in the Premier League, but with minimal signings, it's not looking promising. I mean, the football is laboured. It looks like the players do not want to play that style of football that Mourinho wants to bring. And the weekend result showed that. And then finally we move on to Leicester, who beat Huddersfield 3-1. Very convincing win. Vardy and Iheanacho causing the problems at the front for Leicester. And again, it's going to be Leicester in the top 10 finish this season, I believe. Fans should be happy. Vardy's back from his suspension. He's playing well again. They're eventually going to have to find a replacement for him, because what is he, 31 now? He's 31 years old or something like that. 31, 32, I don't know. But it was a very strong performance. Again, it was a very weak performance from Huddersfield, and you can see why almost every single person that watches football has tipped them as one of the 3 teams to get relegated this season. I mean, they really have no backbone, no strength, all weaknesses. I mean, they're literally going to be the whipping boys. This is literally whoever you got in your fantasy team, whoever's playing Huddersfield, make them captain. I mean, you got Man City rolling them, what, 6-0? You got Leicester scoring 3 past them. I mean, it's just teams are just coming there and rolling them over. I mean, it's not looking good. The manager's got to sort something out, otherwise it's going to be a relegation real quick, real quick for that team.